Greetings, programs. Back to our canopy as promised. Uh, Turns out I have a quick solution for this because we don't have too many very fine details on the aircraft. Probably our nearest spot we have like one vert and another is this doorway. So if I just zoom in on this and then I select all the verts, Control A, and go to weld, I can set my weld threshold high enough that it starts messing with this door, and then I obviously don't want that. So if I go down to like 0.1, everything's fine. But here I am cleaning up over 100 welds, right? Well, almost 100. 0.2. 0.2 is even better. And I don't see anything wrong anywhere else. So I know it's just all vertices that are right on top of each other that I didn't want from that symmetry. So I'm going to hit OK. And now our situation should be a little nicer. So we still have some funny business here. I'm going to fix that up. That should be an easy fix though. Everything else should be really clean. Right? Nothing's leaving anything behind. Just doing a quick check to make sure there's not like multiple verts down the center. And there aren't. Okay. So we handled the worst of it. We do have this little funny thing here. All this is that the cut didn't go all the way to the line. What's an easy way to fix that? Well, we can get rid of this. Get rid of this, maybe? Or what? Just get rid of this line, right? And then just cut it back in. That's the smart thing. Rather than try to do anything too crazy. Right? It's fine like that. Doesn't have to be anything particularly special. Excuse me. The universe is trying to kill me. I don't think it's going to win this time around. Let's see. Question is another symmetry gonna screw us up again? Let's set our weld threshold higher on the seam, huh? For future reference. Okay. So that'll be alright. Keep losing everything. Z. It's frustrating the heck out of me because it's just because our model's away from the grid, I think. You know, I really ought not to move it right now because all the other wings and everything are still set up there. Let's just affect our pivot. Whoa! Ways pivot points can go horribly wrong. Let's just reset the trans. Okay. I think now, let me just, it should be that I could select some verts, hit, and it's still like, scales a little rough, but Okay. We still got to figure out how to cut the rest of this in. So what I was going to do, before I got so rudely interrupted by my own poor plan, is put an edge down here. And I'm going to do it by selecting these. Ignore back facing is off. I'm going to choose. And I'm so paranoid about my symmetry. So here's what's funny is I'm gonna bake my symmetry in, and I'm gonna work on the whole model like there is no symmetry. So this is not really the preferred way to work. It's just for my peace of mind. So let's have plunk that in there. Do a set flow. Those. I'm holding the Alt key and I'm making sure I'm drawing a box, so I select the one on the other side because I'm not working in symmetry anymore. It's just the way I work. So then I'm going to constrain to edge, link these over. Probably not that important to do so, but again, something like peace of mind. I don't even mind if it's a little off. And now we're going to recut this, right? We're going to cut this one like this. Remove. And connect. Okay. I'm in the front view. Here's my perspective. Reset our alignment. Of course, that didn't go over to the other side, so we're going to do our symmetry again. I don't know why I don't like working with the symmetry on. I like working and then putting the symmetry on afterwards. So I'm strange. Don't necessarily imitate me. That should be fine. Yeah. Okay, now again, we're not done. We still have to find places to tie all these things off. So honestly, we need another 2 of these in here. One for there. This one, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay if I just make a triangle for that one. It probably will be. So we'll just do that. But for this one, it probably helps to cut it in. So I'm going to do that. I hold the control key. For this, we get the cut tool. Something like that. And for these ones up top, again, I'm gonna want to set flow, right? So I'm gonna want to put a flow connect, yeah, and then constrain to edge, and sidle this down a little bit. What do we do about this triangle? Do we care? Is it that important? Probably not. Why, this one can just get tied off like that. This one, we could do it like that, right? And then do another. Let's see. No constraints. Let's do a little bit of manual flow control there. And I think one more flow. Constraint edge. Sidle this down a little bit. Grab these verts. And hook these up. So this one is going to create a bad shadow. I just know it. What can we do about it? I'd almost rather have something like that. Yeah. Two problems can make a solution, right? Two wrongs does not make a right, but three lefts does. That's what I was always told. So that's all a little wonky, but it's okay. Result. It's going to be a little funny, but the surface is going to look okay. So that's fine. Yeah. We'll fix that up a little bit in a minute. And almost I want to actually delete these, but I'm going to keep them as a shape reference, right? So I'm just going to whip that. Got my edge constraints on. Going to clone that to an object. No, I think I'll delete these. We spent all that time welding them on, but I think we're going to want to. Yeah. We're going to want to have those sort of form a frame there. So for now, we do have to like get the rest of this in here. And this is not going to be the prettiest thing. Let's do our bridging. It's not the worst. What is that? What's this? Okay. Yay, it seems to know what I want to bridge. And I think, unlike last time, when we go through into our bridge, everything is just going to be hunky-dory. Oh, it didn't want to do it. Well, okay, I can see why it didn't want to do it. No, no. Ooh. It's fight me. let's just loop that and loop that, and then like get rid of most of this, right? And just figure out those probably want to connect about there. But I have the wrong number of bridges, see? Okay. How come the ones on the other side work so nice? Oh, because they don't. Right, let's do all this. I think we're going to find out we have a different number of faces for some reason. We're just going to do all our bridging in small pieces for now. Not in a hurry. It's a relaxing process. Yeah, this is starting to look kind of funny. Works. No, I'm one shy. Right, so that's not. So problem is I have too many pieces down here to the parts that want to connect, right? It's this guy. No? Now I'm confused again. I'm going to look at it once more. That's okay. Mm. What was the original plan? Let's go on something like this. Yeah, you know what? That's way smarter. I have to finish carving out the canopy shape before we go and try and bridge all this together. Because we can hack together a cylinder, right? But the canopy has some details that we need to preserve. So yeah, actually that was the smarter way to bridge that. Even though it's not clean, it can be made to be clean. And that makes so much more sense. So, here we go. This is kind of our problem child on both ends anyway. There we are. And now, this is no longer really a problem. We could fix all that up as needed anyway if we had to. Let's just do a quick, see if we get away with a set flow. We can. Look at that. That's better, I think. I don't want to do that. Might not mind doing that. Might not mind doing that, except what? Then we don't get our clean edge. Mm-hmm. So working through some geometry like this can be just a little bit of a brain teaser, a little bit of a puzzle sometimes. I am admittedly maybe not the quickest at it. This can flow right through. So let's fix this end a little bit. and see. See if it won't make some things easier for us. We can target weld a little bit. Now I gotta watch it when I'm target welding, because I am going to be adjusting the actual geometry. Up to now, all our cutting has done nothing to the surface. But these welds are definitely going to have an impact. On the shape. You know what? Why doesn't this go straight through here too? This is meaningless. I still don't know why. Are you necessary? Do you need to exist? You don't. Done. And then, yeah, so it looked really bad, and I was feeling really frustrated about it, but the truth is, sometimes you just gotta step back a little bit. And now this is gonna be, once the symmetry goes on, this will be really clean. We do have a triangle here, but I'm not too concerned with it. I'm more concerned with like the fact that that's not going to be like one surface. So really, we got to do this a little bit. And then I think this actually solves itself too. Pretty easy. We'll just use our cut tool. I'll even just cut these in, kind of as is. And then you can do a constraint a face. Grab this vert, pull it up a little bit. Grab this vert, move it over a little bit. That. Got this triangle to worry about. I'm not even too worried about that one. Think about it for a minute. Honestly, not a huge deal. Probably come back to it, because probably I got to tie some of these off too. But really, this canopy is, of course, it's starting to make some sense. So let's put our. Why did that become? Is that okay? That's okay. Now I kind of have this divot here. So, got my constraint of face on. I'm going to sidle this one over this way. I'm still going to have to rethink that later a little bit. This wants to come up. In fact, both of these do a little bit. Once we get our symmetry on, this will make a little more sense. Yeah. So let's throw our symmetry on. Other way. Look at that. Did I not gotten all the way to the center? This is the center. Still my view's being thrown wildly off because I'm so far from the center of the world, I think. Okay, but I can bake in the symmetry now. And let's look at a subdivision. Ooh. That's good to know. That's from our symmetry. It's an easy fix, but hopefully it's not still causing issues down the line. I think this will be okay. I think this is going to be an improvement. I don't know what's going on here. Weld. Looks like it was just that metal vert. Yeah, that problem's resolved. Okay. So where are we at? Am I at the spot where I could just cut this out and see how bad it looks? That's the spot where I want to be. Ah! Okay. F3. Just try cutting this. Didn't I have a triangle problem all the way down here? Okay. Try and follow the general flow of things. Yeah, look at that. So we can target weld this. Let's get rid of our reference now. And does it blend? No, of course not, stupid. You've got a giant ingon there that you've had for quite some. The good news is I don't care what happens on the other side. We're going to use symmetry to make it all go away. just cut that in, right? Alright, cut. Okay. So it's not necessarily the prettiest topology ever, but it's kind of cut out there. And what I think will happen now, we're going to be able to cut this away. So let me just throw an auto smooth on there for good measure. Let me actually clear them all. So I can see what's going down. This is a bit harsh, but I kind of don't mind it. I think it'll be okay. We have a choice. We could soften up this line. Let's just try a set flow on that, shall we? Ha 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 ha. The worst idea ever. And then maybe down on this end. Loop. Set flow there. Yeah, I think that's much, much better. Okay. So the good news then is we can put our smoothing groups back on just for, what did I say, 15 degrees was about right? Yeah. And what else? I was going to do something. Oh, right, chop out the canopy. That was our whole goal. That was the whole point of this little section of the video. Okay. I actually think, all this is included. Bundled in. Yeah, but not that. Okay. So if you hold shift and you click polygon next to another polygon, you can get it cut all the way through. Oh, did we not do our symmetry? Flip. And much, much better. Horizontal poly. Check our smoothing. Okay. I've still got a couple tries up here. I guess I could solve them. I think this is an easy solve. I just got to think it through a little bit. There's this vert here. So that's an n-gon. And then there's a tri there. So I kind of cut this way. And then get rid of like it's not affecting our geometry. Let's just look. I'm getting distracted. Those are easy fixes if they really become a problem. We're gonna do a detach. We should definitely save our work at this point. Okay. That's all one piece still. Let's save this. That's good. Do a detach. So you get turbo. See, it's softer there than it is here. I think maybe actually that even rounds out. So let me look at something real quick. Got our symmetry already baked in, right? What if, for the sake of argument, I'm gonna like chop this off here. Probably will end up including the door or something, but for now, detach. Right. This is no longer relevant. Two copies. If we put a shell, I feel like the shell is going to create the situation for the printer, and the printer's going to want a little more thickness than that. It's going to be an inner amount. We'll end up tweaking that too. If we put the same shell on here, and then we do our open subdiv, curves might be closer. And again, the precision of the printer is not so good, so, you know, I really ought not to be aiming for some kind of crazy tongue and groove fit. I ought to be aiming for the kid's going to sand it a little bit and then it'll kind of slap in there, right? So after our shell, but before our open subdiv, we ought to do edit poly. And you know, the window can be a little less thick than the rest of it, right? Should do like 2. We'll ring. And we will do a connect just to harden this off. But I want to avoid hardening that corner that was too harsh. This will actually help it hold. honestly be a shell of two iterations of subdivision. That gets pretty clean. So this will be simple. This I gotta be tricky with though, because on both of these ends, I gotta make sure that these are aligned. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, that will work. We're going to cut off the whole bit with the door, I think. And then we'll do it. I should keep this canopy though, because I've already done the work on it and it's already right. So let's delete the one I don't want and move forward, right? And if I do another save, I should separate out the save. This will be just peachy keen. And Loop hate us all of a sudden. This. The way the windows are not. I mean, this is Engon City, right? Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Because we're gonna break that off. That's why. That's why it'll be. Okay. This is a good plan for the plane, though. It's going much better than hoped. Or perhaps as well as hoped, but much better than feared. Detach. You now don't need this vertex. Right. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about this one though. Because it's going to be like. This is why I'm worried about it. Because when this part is gone, how is that going to subdivide? Inexplicably clean? Fine, I'll take it. I don't want to think about it. So. So I'm doing some of my slicing now, which there's 3D printing software for doing that, but partly because it's so connected with the flow of the geometry in Max at this high detail level, and also because then I can control the thicknesses of my shell and avoid duplicating unwanted details on the inside, like the windows and things like that. That's why, finally, I'm doing some of the things that that you would want to do for printing. I said these videos would be like a guide to, setting up your model for print. So it is now. Alright, we're going to put a shell on this. We do need to copy this detail. I don't know about the door. We got to figure that out. That detail's okay. That's all good and well. That'll look good with our canopy. Since that slides in there, you know, there'll be a crease or whatever, and that'll be a positive thing. Might have to take a file to it and shave it off a little bit. But that's okay. I'm prepared to accept that there will be a little work. This here is a nightmare though, with the door. Oh, I knew it would be. Hide unselected. Why you shell like so? Do I have some choices? Not really. I should get rid of any little edges or extra details on the door. We can always put them in afterwards. So we're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. Now we're going to see if we can get a shell. I'll do the other side. Oh, much cleaner. Night and day, huh? Oh, yep. It's a little funky. I wonder if we'd do better with an actual, just like an extrude. Local normal. See, it's the local normal that's like, that's what's fighting us. So we're just going to have to do our shell and then correct it. Right? And in the canopy, the local normal trick is actually working really well for us. The other thing we can do is we can extrude by group. But that's a total disaster. You can extrude by polygon. You know, so local normal is what you have to do. Which is what the shell does by default. So we're going to shell. And we're just going to have to correct it. Now I don't want to change any of my outer geometry, so I'm going to focus almost exclusively on the inner geometry. Because I need the airplane to line up. So I'm going to put an edit poly afterwards. I need this to line up with other parts of the fuselage, so I really can't play fast and loose with the edges. Because normally what I would do is I would just grab all these and hold the R and just like flatten them. Actually, I don't see why I can't. Change the shape of the aircraft dramatically? No. It's got to meet the other side flat. In this case, I can get... Okay. But there are some reasons where I was thinking maybe I shouldn't. Let's see. Grab these. Kind of sort out this doorway. I know we named the door. It's kind of a silly fit now. I don't know. Well, this has to be 2 iterations. And we have some reinforcing yet to do, so maybe we'll be okay. But I might just, there comes a point where you just have to eyeball some things. And it might be like I have to grab the door and just be like, whoop, whoop. You know, like it's going to be maybe even an FFD to get it shaped in there. But let's hope we don't have to resort to that. Okay, if I get the door done, we're gonna call this particular video done for now. 'Cause it's running long already. Last one was an hour and a half. It's too long. I am not a performing monkey. I need breaks. What is this? What is this? What horror? What nightmare? I gotta go back down before the show. Get rid of this. Don't need it. It's not helping anybody. Maybe I'll get rid of the inside line just to make sure it lines up with the other side. Okay. So, like I was saying, door edit poly. Grab our scale tool, our uniform scale, and use the x-axis only. Just pull it through so they're all really tight. So that this one's x-coordinate, negative 409.546 is identical to this one. Yeah, you know they're on top of each other. This side, one day I'm going to think about some of this tongue and groove stuff. Because I think something like this could work, actually, as long as I had the other side. Because as long as I just took this off, and I pulled this, I could make that the piece on the other side. But I've been told, keep it simple. So, simple. Little concavity might not be a bad thing for the glue. But again, I don't want to pretend I'm an expert at something I'm not. So let's do as flat a surface. Okay. Gotta fix our door, right? We've gotta, you know what we gotta do on our doors? We gotta put our shell here too. Door needs a shell modifier. Let's see, hide unselected. Just like everything else, so because it's like the canopy, I like to think the door's thinner. So we'll give it like a 2. And then it gets a poly off the open subdiv. It gets these things in, right? What is that? There's like crazy details on the end. I mean, they're reinforcements, that's fine. But don't know if the printer will pick those up. Pinch these away from each other, maybe 70% to what we did on the window. Unhide by name. Oh god, I don't know which one it was. Let's just unhide everything and then... This is why you name your parts. Hide unselected. This one, it's got the shell. Gotta do the edit poly, so this. Oh, did we not fix that door bit? We didn't fix that bit. Alright, so part of me thinks maybe we want these, but I think they got pushed the other way a little bit and just pull them in. Keep it real square. My stomach's a rumbling. Must be lunch. Okay. That's better. We're going to do our shell. We're going to do our edit poly. Sorry. Piece. And hold the control key and select one of these. Not one of those. One of these. That's different. One of these. Not my move tool. Okay, so if you have one of each of those and you hit and then we're going to do our 70% is what I've been doing. And yeah, there's a very tiny chamfer there. But again, I don't think the printer will even pick up a detail that small. And let's unhide our door. And get lucky. Hey, look at that. Pretty darned close. I mean, you would have to... I think you might be happier that it's a little too small rather than the other way around. We can always fudge it a little. Some of these parts, 3 iterations might be the way to go. I don't want to crash anybody's laptop that they're printing from, but what are we talking about? Won't give me a total poly count. I broke the polygon counter. I don't know why. Whatever. I know it's not that much. Isn't there still a polygon counter built in here? There is. We'll just use that. Oh. Count polygons. Oh, our all objects budget needs to be like 1,000 at least. Any given object has to have a 10,000. Now we'll do our open sub. 3 iterations, yeah. So each one of these is good. Like that one's 58,000. That one's 120,000. I don't think it'll be that bad. I really don't. And the work looks clean, right? So unhide by name. Did we name our canopy? No, we named our nose. Do a shell. Come in here. See, I'm still thinking about that tongue and groove idea. I don't know. Do an edit poly. Oh, why do you have so many? Oh, that's why. Alright. Back down to our shell. These are all cool, but they all need to go. Because they're going to mess with our shell. So, you can always plunk them back in. Because now I gotta... Now, if I was doing that tongue and groove thing, I wouldn't have had to worry about it. And yeah, you know what? Let's just plunk in those swift loops. I don't see why they shouldn't be there. So, one there, one down here somewhere. Come on, you. There we go. Same as before with our edit poly above the shell. We're going to ring. We're going to connect. We're going to set it to 2 connections and 70%. And see, this won't open subdiv just as nicely as everything else. Iterations. A little overkill, but I just want it extra clean. And that's going to look pretty nice. Yeah, I think that's going to look all right. That almost looks like the seam we had there, or wanted there. These sections of our aircraft are now ready for printing. And normally these details would be too small for a printer, but because we're going to split them off and print each piece separately, I think we're going to get some really clean results. And then a kid's going to have a lot of homework putting all the pieces together. So I think that will be my recompense for cleaning up somebody's model. So there we are. We'll get back at finishing off the fuselage, and then we'll do the tail and vertical stabilizers and stuff next week, and the wings. and then, not next week, next time. And then probably one more video to do the engines. But they shouldn't be too awful bad. It'll mostly be figuring out how to get these struts so they can get glued on. Because right now they're just clipping through, and that will that will not be fun for somebody. So we'll probably set those up so that they can be. We might even just do a cheap bullion on them to get them so they go on nicely. But that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Good luck. Have fun.